Welcome to Walking with Jesus Bible Study. We're going to be in the book of Psalms, chapter 106, verse 2. Who can utter the mighty acts of the Lord? Who can show forth all his praise? And I'll repeat that. Who can utter the mighty acts of the Lord? And who can show forth all his praise? Is anyone able to say all the things the Lord has done? Is anyone able to praise him as much as he is worthy of being praised? No, for all creation will sing his praise. Every man will eventually low and bow in front of him on their knees and give him praise and say that he is the Lord, because he is worthy of the praise. Praise him because he deserves all of our praise. Praise him through all your pain and all your sorrow, not just through the good times, but praise him in any and everything. Find the goodness in everything. I know it's hard, it almost seems impossible, but it is a challenge. For a lot of us, it's a very big challenge. With all the things that have happened and that come into our life and that we go through, it is a challenge to find happiness and joy. Especially when we lost somebody. When things don't go away. When we lose a job, lose our children, lose our spouse, lose our home, lose one of our pets. How can we find joy in those things? How can we find peace and joy in this chaos and in the evil of this world? How can we give thanks and give praise? By talking to Jesus. What the devil and what the evil of this world uses is to draw you away from God. And a lot of people during those exact moments lose their faith, turn away from God, curse God, blame God. Think it's God's fault, the reason why they are going through this pain and suffering. Instead of turning to God, they find the peace and the comfort. Because that's the only time you're going to get peace, is because of God. He will give you the strength to make it through those days. Help you to carry on, to move on. And sometimes it's going to be a lot longer than a lot of people think. Because it's hard. Everybody's pain is real. And there's no time limit. There's no correct way and there's no wrong way. There's only just your way. And the way you can guide through it is for God to be your light. Let his light shine in your darkness. Let his light be so bright that you can see the pits that have been dug for you to fall into. Because that's what the devil's doing. He's digging these pits in this darkness, hoping that you will fall into them. So it would be almost impossible for you to climb out and to get out and keep you further and further away from God. So many people do turn away from God when there are times when they're supposed to be turning to him the most. These are the times when you're supposed to be running to him. Picture yourself as that little kid running to your grandma or grandpa, running to your mom and dad. That's how you're supposed to be doing when these times of trouble are coming upon you, and these things that is just so evil and so hurtful and so crushing is happening to your life. We are to become that little child. And we're supposed to turn around and we're supposed to run into God and open his arms so he can pick you up and carry you and comfort you like a parent should. Wipe away your tears. Hear your cries. Rock you in their arms. Let you let out that pain. Let you let out those tears. Vent. Complain to him about why this is hurting so much. Tell him your feelings. Give it all up to God. And let him shine the light on you to make it through all of that. I know there's some people that may not see the reasoning behind the things that happen. Everybody wants closure. And there's the thing about life, not everything gets closure. There's some people that ruin their whole life, spend their whole life trying to seek closures on things that just was never going to get closed. And they just believe that they can't have peace until they find that closure. They can't move on until that gets laid to rest. They can't forgive because the pain is too much, the wrong is too wrong. But you're going to have to learn to let that go. You're going to have to learn to forgive without that closure. You're going to have to forgive through that pain. Sometimes that forgiveness is that closure. Sometimes finding that love through that pain, you find the reasoning and the meaning, the lesson of that pain. Closure is not always what it seems. Closure has a lot more meaning than just sitting there finding, oh, I need to know the end of the truth of who really did this and really did that. Sometimes the closure is just letting go. We're not always going to have the answers. We're not always going to know the truth. We're not always going to have that key to that door. But somehow, even though you don't have the key, that door can still open. Sometimes, maybe it wasn't that was a door you wasn't meant to go through. But if you turn around and look, you'll find that there was another door that was open the whole time. We have peace and knowing that we have God to be there for us through any and all things. And that's why he's worthy of praise. That's why we should always seek to praise him and to worship him for all the things that he does, even in the hard times, even in the bad times. Give him thanks. Being thankful. Thank God that I have you. Thank God I can run to you and let out my tears to you, God. Thank God that you listen to me. Thank God I could come to you and tell you all my fears and all my pain and let you know all my sorrow. I'm so thankful that I have you in my life, Lord, that I can do that. Because a lot of people don't know God and don't know that they can do that. And they're by themselves completely in this world, feeling like they're all alone. But we all know that God's always there with us, that he has never forsaken us. Even when we didn't know him, he was still there. But when we came to him, now that we know him, we realized that he was always there. And those people too will one day know that God